and maybe they are to be trusted. Maybe every distro maintainer out there only has the best intentions. But do you know if their compiler is safe? Maybe their compiler has a Trojan inside of it that inserts backdoors into everything it compiles. Maybe to make sure this doesn't happen, the developer compiled their own compiler. But here you go, now we're starting to see the problem, because what if that compiler had a Trojan inside of it that inserted backdoors into further applications? Okay, maybe they run through the application with a debugger to make sure that nothing weird and out of place is happening. But how do you know the debugger was compiled in a way that if it comes across this backdoor, it just hides the backdoor from the debugger? Okay, how about we just disassemble the compiler, look at the hex dump, and just see if we can see any problems? But that's not going to work either, because how do you know your disassembler, hex dump tool, and editor aren't compromised and aren't hiding the problem from you? Okay, I'm throwing out every piece of software, and instead I'm writing my own compiler in assembly, and I'm going to compile the code then, because then I know it is going to be clean. Except you don't, because how do you know your CPU is safe? How do you know that there isn't a vulnerability in your CPU that intends to inject a backdoor into everything you compile, and then hides the backdoor if you try to examine the code on your computer? Okay, maybe it's with my computer and my architecture. I'm going to build a completely separate system with all the hardware from completely different vendors. But how do you know those vendors haven't also been